What's up, guys? Michael here with Valencia Fan TV, bringing you another video about the club we all love, Valencia Football Club. Be sure to subscribe for the latest news, match predictions, as well as match recaps. Of course, throughout the summer, we're going to be covering the transfer market as well. But what a day it was, guys. Mixed emotions all around. Coming into the match, I thought we were 100% safe. I think we had less than a 1% chance of being relegated, so I was pretty calm. I told my wife, actually, I was like, "There's nothing to worry about this game. Like, we're gonna be fine." I wasn't really even that concerned coming into the game, but what a day of emotions. There were definitely periods during the game that I was not confident. I was like, "Oh man, like we're one goal away from being in some real danger here." But Valencia pulled through, and we secured our safety with a big point. It's one thing to get safety if we lost and then everybody else didn't do their job. We got safety. That's one thing. But we actually secured the point that we needed despite having only 10 men for about 25 minutes. So that's a big result for us. I'm extremely happy with the performance. And we will be on to La Liga for next season. And we can keep the dream alive of maybe securing a title or maybe European places in the future. I know a lot of people actually wanted us to be relegated for the simple fact that maybe Peter Lim would kind of be jolted into some kind of action. But I totally disagree with that. If you're going to be in the top division, that gives you a better chance of developing players. It gives you a better chance of selling on these promising players for the most money possible, and then you can also bring in new talent. If you're in that second division, it's easy to get relegated again into the third division like Deportivo La Coruña, or it's easy to stay down there for a couple of years. So the fact that we stayed up, it's big. Levante is still down there, and it's sad, but I don't know when they're going to be coming back up. It's not as easy as you think. You think that a club of Valencia's size going down, we'd secure automatic promotion the next year, but it's never that simple. So, hats off to the boys for securing that. Obviously, we have a number of things that need to be talked about for next year. Is Baraja going to be back as manager? Is Edison Cavani going to be staying on? But that's something for another day. But right off the bat, I'll give you my quick rundown of the game. Obviously, the game started as basically as bad as you could possibly imagine with a goal in the second minute. I'm not sure who was at fault. I know a lot of people were kind of saying Correa was the responsible party. I think it could have been Correa, it could have been Mamadashvili. I think there were a number of things that went into that goal, but ultimately, probably the worst possible start to the day that we could have. Right after that, I thought we responded, but the goal was called offsides. That could have gone either way. It was weird because they looked at it for quite some time, and it just for some reason they called it out. But I thought that it could have gone either way. There was a point around the 14th minute when I really started getting nervous. I'm like, oh, there's a couple of results kind of going against us. We're down 1-0. I'm like, I can see with Valencia's luck that we could actually be in some danger here. Obviously, as things turned out, that was kind of a false worry, but it came down to the end, so it wasn't too off there. I thought that it was amazing to see Joaquin's final game, the standing ovation that he got, and everything that Real Betis really did for Joaquin. It was very well deserved. Joaquin is a legend of Real Betis. He's a legend of Spanish football. He's had over 600 appearances in La Liga, and he's even had 158 appearances for Valencia back in the early 2000s. So, an absolute legend of the game. I'm sad to see him. I'm sad to see him hang his boots up. It's always tough when we see somebody from our childhood go, but absolute legend of the game and legendary career for sure. Some really strange substitutions throughout the game. I was surprised to see, I think it was the 60th minute or so, we were still down 1-0, and we took off Samuel Lino, who I think has traditionally been one of our greatest threats, and we brought on Falkir, another right back. It was very strange, almost like Baraha didn't know that we were losing in the game and that we actually needed a goal. So I don't know what he was doing with that, but going into halftime, I was actually getting extremely nervous. At that point, I think only Almeria was behind us. At one point, Almeria actually leapfrogged us, and they were going to be saved. And all that was saving us from relegation was a goal from Real Valladolid. If Valladolid had scored a goal, we would have been actually in the relegation zone for a small period of time, which was almost unthinkable coming into the start of the game. So absolutely crazy. Yunus Musa, I've long had some critiques about Musa, but to come on in the 70th minute and to get sent off 2 minutes later, that's unacceptable. I I think that Baraja told him, Go on, be physical, break up the pace of play, make sure that the game basically is very clunky at that point. Make sure that we have a one-to-one game. Make sure that nothing crazy happens. Make sure the game is very clunky. Make sure that Betis doesn't get into a rhythm. Don't give them any opportunities. I think that being the youngster that he is, I think he just took it a little bit too far. Um, Diego Lopez, I kind of skipped over the most important part of the match for us, but Diego Lopez coming again with another goal. Absolutely crucial goal, and the youngsters saved Valencia. We need to rely on our youth next year. There's a lot of great players coming through. Javi Guerra, I want to see him in midfield. Yunus Musa, if he sticks around, keep playing him. Guiloman, keep playing him. Vasquez, Diego Lopez. We have a lot of young talent. Give these players the shot to improve. There's no point of playing some of these older players because we're not that good with them. We might as well struggle with young players versus struggle with old players because at least we have a future to look forward to. That's my thoughts on it. Ultimately, we had extra time coming. It was, I think, 12 minutes they gave us. I was a little surprised by that. I thought maybe more like 9 or 10, but ultimately, you can't be too surprised when we had, I think it was like a 6 or 7 minute VAR check. That was crazy. It shouldn't take 7 minutes to check offsides for VAR, but irregardless, Valencia was able to survive. We got the 1 point that we needed. The other results ultimately didn't go against us either, but an incredible result for the boys. We're staying up for 2023. I've had maybe one too many pints today. I had a little bit of a celebration at a brewery right after the game. I'm super pumped up, guys. I can't wait to bring some more videos about all the transfers that we do or more likely do not do this summer. But let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you think? What do you think about the season that we had? Ultimately, I think Valencia was never going to. I think Valencia was never really going to push on for the European spots unless something crazy happened. And then we didn't get relegated, so I think we're kind of in that weird spot where we're kind of in the dead zone, right? We're in that 10th to 13th spot, 14th spot where we're not going to get promoted. And obviously, we had a close run in for relegation, but I don't think normally we're going to get relegated. But I think we're kind of in that weird spot where there seems to be almost nothing to play for. I'm hopeful next year there's going to be a little bit more of an exciting season in a positive way. Obviously, we had some excitement towards the end of this year, almost in a negative way. But I'm super happy, guys. We have another season of La Liga to look forward to coming up, and only 2 months if you can't believe it. But let me know what you guys think. Again, Amut Valencia. I'll always support here, whether we're in the first division, second division, third division, or wherever we play. Valencia forever. Amut Valencia. Take care, guys.